Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax. Ignore Armageddon behind me. We're clearing a barn. It's no big deal. It's fine. But today I wanted to talk about making the time. And I've made videos about this before, videos like "You are never too busy" and "He's not just busy, he's not interested." But this video is more along the lines of procrastination and realizing that life goes by very quickly for a lot of us, and understanding that there are always going to be things that we want to get done. And maybe you have someone in your life who's constantly like, oh, we really need to take that vacation, or we really need to clean out this cupboard or whatever. And they never get to it. I had a 6th grade teacher, and he was very frank with us. And he made it very clear that if there was something we wanted done, you have to go and do it, because just complaining about it never getting done is very frustrating to those around you. He talked about how a teacher recently started working at the school. This is like 15 years ago or something, so bear in mind. But this new teacher started teaching at our school, and every time my teacher was in the staff room, this teacher was talking about, oh, we really should do this. And I can't remember if it was a fundraiser or changing student classrooms or changing lockers or cleaning something. But she was really persistent about telling everyone, oh, we must do this thing. And very shortly after she was doing this, he confronted her about it and said, you know what? Unless you're actually going to go and do it, stop bringing it up, because none of us really care as much as you do. And this seems to be something that you clearly care about a lot, but just don't. Unless you're going to go do it, stop bringing it up. And I don't know why this story has stuck with me so long, but I am reminded of it a lot. Anytime that I say to somebody, oh, I really have to get this thing done, or yeah, I need to do this, or we should do this. I'm always reminded of his words, and I don't know, it's just the push, the final push that I need to actually go and do it instead of just talking about it. I'm very fortunate that 2 of my grandparents are still alive at 89 years old, which is insane. I just picture them as like 70-year-old people golfing all the time, but they are getting very old by their own admission. My grandmother is basically checked out of 99% of the garbage going on in the world today, and she focuses on the things she wants to focus on. And for a while, some of my cousins and I have been talking about how we need to get together and we need to organize like a trip to see them all as a full contingent of cousins, all of us in the same house at the same time, because that's been a long time since that has happened. And one of my cousins, love her to death, she brings this up a lot, and it's gotten to the point where I'm at that dropping off point of just saying, you know what, either just start planning it or we'll move on. I see my grandparents as often as I can, and I love the one-on-one interaction that I get with them. But my one cousin, I think, really just wants a photo of all of us together, which is totally fine. We've lived our entire lives with our grandparents and we have great memories. So the idea of having a little grandchildren reunion is a really nice and really lovely thought. But I also understand that all of my cousins have lives, they're busy people, and I'm a busy person as well. So trying to coordinate 7 households and their schedules to be able to be free on some day and make the drive to see my family, who don't live super close to me, is a bit of a logistical nightmare. And instead, I've thought, okay, if I want something done in a specific way, I'm just going to do it. Don't get me wrong, I'm sounding very self-assured and feeling like I know exactly what I want. I don't. I do often say, oh, I need to get this thing done. Is it getting done anytime soon? Probably not. But it is the kind of motivation that you have and the need to get something done right away, very important. I live on a farm, and as you can see, things don't get done super quickly here. I'm actually talking to you on a fallen tree. This tree fell a year ago. Have we moved it? Have we disposed of it? No, it's just blocking a path, and it has done for the last year. But I don't really feel a huge emphasis to move it and cut it up and get rid of it, because it's really not harming anything, and the trail that we have here is not a high traffic trail. It's just a walking trail. So just climbing over it every time is fine by me. But there are those on the farm who are constantly saying, oh, we need to move this tree. We need to like get rid of it, blah, 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 blah. And I get the emphasis, but if you're so emphatic about doing something like this, like go and do it. The person doing this, love them to death, has the capabilities to get rid of this thing very easily. And I don't see much of a point in constantly bringing it up and sort of nagging all of us about it needs to go. It needs to go. Okay, go ahead, enjoy, or schedule a time, like, ask us and set down an actual date instead of just openly and very in the air saying, we need to get rid of this thing. Make the time, make the effort. And that's what this video is about. It's about making the time and making the effort for the things that you really care about. I've got about 1 million projects on the go here on the farm, between friends and family and work and all sorts of things. And while I'm a great procrastinator, I can get stuff done on the day of if I have to. I also understand the importance of certain tasks over other tasks. And I understand that, some days things just don't go the way you plan them. And I just try and live my life to make sure that I've made the time when I need to make the time. Because in the grand scheme of things, time goes by very quickly. But if you really care about something or something is absolutely immovable in its scheduling, it gets done. It has to. There's really no other objection to it. If you spend a day just sitting outside, you'll feel as though that day goes by slowly because there's not distractions. There's not other people yelling in your ear. There isn't a Marvel movie series you can just binge the whole day and then suddenly it's the nighttime and it's time to go to bed. If you make time for the things that you really care about, they'll get done. And if you set a date or you coordinate or you just talk with other people who also want this thing done and you make the schedule and you make the time that everyone can actually go and do it, it's actually really, really easy. And it tends to be highly worth it, very productive, and ultimately enjoyable. It's enjoyable to get these things done. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have like a big family reunion with all my cousins and my grandparents. And I think that would be really, really special and beautiful. But I just understand my cousins and the scheduling and all the logistics of it aren't really in the cards at this point in the year. And I also see all of these people as regularly as I can. I make the time, I make the effort. So I don't feel a huge emphasis on all of us getting together and, not having that one-on-one connection. I don't know if you've ever been to a big party, but you know that, it's hard to talk to anybody for a long time at a party unless you just run away and sequester yourselves off in a spare room. So I appreciate the effort, but if you want something done, you have to go and get it done. There's really no fighting your way around it. There's no ulterior way to get it done. You just have to get it done. So take that advice with a grain of salt and a speck of truth. And if you want something done, make the time, schedule it, and go and do it. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have something that you've been meaning to do for the last 20 years that you just haven't gotten around to doing. And then go do it. Thank you, guys. Also, proof that, I'm sitting on a tree and it hasn't moved yet. Thank you for watching. And as always, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.